All right, Broncos Country, here we are, midweek. Kind of weird, though, because it's not midweek for game week because we take on the Chiefs tomorrow at Arrowhead. After another absolutely devastating, disappointing, and painful loss at home to the Jets this last Sunday, what can the Broncos possibly do to turn it around going into Arrowhead against a Chiefs team who we all know is a powerhouse? Guys, this is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast on the Orange and Blue Network. Let's get to it.
Nothing wrong with Orange and Blue podcast.
Hey, Broncos Country, here we are, Wednesday night, after a devastating and painful and sad and embarrassing, did I say embarrassing? Embarrassing. The title of tonight's show is Broncos Putting the Ass in Embarrassing.
You know what's embarrassing, right? Johnny? You being late today. That's absolutely what's embarrassing. And Dave Fullglassman,
are you serious?
Full glass, like Jay's
serious?
wine glass, says you guys are late. And then he says, I stand by my statement earlier. So later on, guys, we're going to put Johnny on trial, and he's going to have to explain to the court of public opinion.
You know what? I'm not going to curse even though I want to. So I'm just going to
render judgment.
I'm going to shuffle this back and say F you because I had so much to do to get this show ready. I had 20 minutes to do it in, and I managed it. So you know what? Suck it, Isaiah. When you can design this show, then we'll talk.
You're a monster.
I'm just kidding. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm a little salty right now.
It's not. Don't be mad at me.
Salty. I need to give my
brother. Be mad at the fans. What's up, Orange and Blue? What's up? Glad to be.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys. This is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. I am your host, Johnny Baki, and with me, as always, my best friend, godfather to my kids, Isaiah Henderson, the Broncos gentleman. There's no applause. Why is there no applause?
What's up, y'all? As you can see, I finally got some new gear today.
New threads, bro.
But it's a new hoodie. It's gonna be my hoodie. I still got to get the. You said what? Yeah, thanks. I still got to get the Sean Payton visor. But the hoodie came in. I opened it right before the podcast started. I was like, "What is this?" I forgot I ordered it, so here it is. But in a minute, Johnny's gonna tell you
is that like
some real good swag.
It's shiny. Is that like a crushed velvet hoodie?
It's not velvet. I don't know, but yeah, it is shiny though. It is shiny though.
It looks like a crushed velvet hoodie. Anyway, and also, of course, as always, with me.
It's fitting for the Bronco gentleman.
It is. And of course, also on the show, as always, my childhood best friend, my cousin by blood, Jay, the Denver Dream, Dreamweaver, Weaver.
Hello. I am coming to you tonight from the outer banks of Italy with my large wine glass, sipping abruptly. I am here to have a good time and party like it's, 8 years ago, the last time we beat Kansas City. So
dude, the way
here we go.
That wine, dude, you look like a wino, man. Like you see,
yeah.
It looks like you're coming from a soccer mom, a gathering of soccer moms.
I look like I'm about to be rude to the waiter as I order the trio sampler at Olive Garden, and I want that Alfredo out promptly.
Thank you, Jay.
We have to,
Thank
Johnny.
you.
So we have to do this. So the next time we travel to the next time we all go to a game, Johnny, we have to do this. So we all need to have our signature drink. And clearly, Jay is now stuck with the wine. So Johnny, since you're the Mile High Viking, I'm thinking you bring your what is the name of the thing that we get at a Bavarian beer house?
A Stein.
A Stein.
No. If I'm
And
going to
you bring
be
your
the Mile
Stein
High
and you fill it
Viking,
with
here's what
beer,
I'm
you're
going
the
to
Mile
do.
High Viking,
Here's
and then
what
I'll
I'm
get
going
my
to do.
flask, and I'll be the Bronco gentleman. Yes.
Listen up. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to order an authentic Viking-style drinking horn, which is actually a cup made from the horn of a ram. Okay. And I'm going to use an engraver, and I'm going to engrave the Broncos logo in that thing. And I'm just going to sit there and pour my drink into that and drink from a Viking horn.
Okay, I approve.
Yeah. But it's not going to be mead.
Yeah, that's
I would say.
Yeah.
I would say mead, but I'm not doing mead because it's made with honey, and I'm a diabetic, and I don't want to go into a diabetic coma at the tailgate. So,
Bets.
I'll just stick with some delicious ale.
No, Johnny, that actually.
What?
That's what I was gonna say. You get ale, and I'll have my flask of whiskey because I'm the gentleman. It'll probably be Gentleman's Jack or something like that.
Dude, if you think I'm going to any game without my whiskey, you haven't known me for the last 8 years. So anyway,
I'm talking about for me. I'm gonna have my flask inside of my gentleman's suit. I'm gonna pull it out, and it's gonna be Gentleman's Jack whiskey. And where's my flask that you gave me? It's somewhere around here.
I don't know. I know where my orange Broncos flask is though. There it is. There it is. That's right.
So do I.
All right. So, hey, guys, welcome to Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. While you're here, and if you like what you see, and if you like what you hear, if you have not already, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Guys, find us on our social medias on Facebook, on the X. You can also find us, and please subscribe and hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Just search Orange and Blue Network. While you do that, also ring that little notification bell so you know when we go live and you don't miss any of our awesome content. In addition, you can see it right down there on the orange by Jay's face. If you enjoy audio podcasts, you can catch the audio version of every single episode on this network everywhere where you find your favorite podcast, be it Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on all of them. On this network, everywhere where you find your. Good job, Jay. Good job. I you know what? I already hear voices. I don't need to hear my own. All right.
That was the ghosts of the wine talking in the walls.
Yes, I could tell. All right, guys. Also, please make sure you show some love in the link below. Make sure you jump on over and show some love to the sponsor of today's show, Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend at dubby.gg. Guys, Dubby is an absolutely delicious drink. It comes in a multitude of yummy flavors. That's right, I said yummy. And every single scoop of Dubby has 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine. But the best part of it all, there is absolutely no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. Guys, this stuff is as natural as it comes. It's nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics that help keep you sharp and you ready, and your reflexes, fast as you go through your day, but with the added bonus of no crash and no jitters. Guys, it's amazing stuff. I highly recommend it. Jay drinks it. I drink it. Isaiah is a loser and has never bought any of it. That's okay. He will, because he better. Anyway, guys, make sure you check it out. Go to the checkout at the end and punch in the code NRWOB10 to get 10% off your order. That is code NRWOB10 at the checkout at W.GG to get 10% off your order of Dubby's Jitterless Energy Blend. That's what I call a dub. Something the Broncos just can't seem to figure out how to get. Anyway, and please, Master of Merch, Jay the Dream, would you please share with us the merch store?
Well, we started the podcast kind of talking about different forms of drinkware, if you will. So I figured it would be fitting to land on that. It doesn't matter what you put in your cup. It's that you have a cool cup to begin with.
And we've got a slew of different cups, different designs, hot, cold, in between. A lot of good stuff here.
Real good logos. Real good logos.
Yeah, absolutely. We even got the glitter stuff for you T Swift fans going to the game in KC tomorrow night. There you go.
Jay, why? Jay, is your ex-wife watching?
Oh, gross. No.
I just know she's a T Swift,
she is.
Maniac.
She has a personalized license plate that is a T Swift song.
Oh, dude, all I know, and as much as I know that you guys are no longer together, I still love her like a sister. She was a part of this family and everything. And one thing I can say is seeing her post on Facebook saying how upset she was that she missed the Chiefs game or the Taylor Swift game. She was busy and couldn't watch the Taylor Swift game, not the Chiefs game, the Taylor Swift game. I was like, seriously.
And yes, Dave Glassman, to address, I am not gay. A girl has touched me before, and I liked it. So.
Oh, man. Dave is in rare form tonight.
Full glass Glassman.
Let's see. Dave says, because I have lost, I don't believe anyone else.
Well, we got embarrassed Sunday, and we're about to get.
You interrupted me. He says, because I have lost, I don't believe anyone else should be able to bet on sports. I formally request sports gambling be, I can't see it. Anyway, he requests that gambling be taken away forever.
Eradicated.
Wow. That's a very strong word for it too. Like eradication means like the death of. It doesn't even mean like it made illegal. He's like, I want gambling dead.
Yeah.
Get on the floor, chalk out.
RoboCop's on it.
Oh my God. There's another name that has popped.
Wow.
We have not seen in so long.
Mobad.
Good friend.
There he
Mohammed
is.
Badri, also known as Mobad. What's up, Mobad? It's been so long. Oh my goodness. Here's to you. I'm opening my beer right now. Here's to Mobad coming back for the first time in at least a year, I want to say. What do you guys think?
I think it's the first time since we switched to the Orange and Blue Network.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this would be I think this is the first time we've seen Mobad since we left our previous network. So Mobad, welcome now to the Orange and Blue crew on Orange and Blue Network, bud. It's good to see you. We've missed you.
He said,
"Oh man, I love it. 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 I love it." All right, now let's talk some Broncos. Oh, real quick before we talk Broncos, last week I forgot to give the Orange and Blue condolences to the NFL world as legendary linebacker Dick Butkus passed away last week. Very, very sad loss. I mean, that guy, he literally redefined the linebacker position
absolutely
in his time. And so, our condolences go out to Mr. Butkus's family and to the city of Chicago. He was a staple of that city. And he is a loss to the sports universe. Also, condolences from Orange and Blue Network to Coach Michael Malone of the Denver Nuggets, whose father, legendary NBA coach Brendan Malone, passed away about 3-4 days ago. He was, after I believe it was Jay was in a long battle with cancer that he was fighting.
I want to say esophagus cancer or something.
Yeah, something like that. It was something terrible,
like that.
Something awful.
Yeah,
but
long lasting. It wasn't necessarily a huge shock, from what I was gathering.
No, they were preparing for it. But either way,
he got
Coach
to see
Brendan
his
Malone
son win a championship.
Yes, he did. He got to see his son, who he taught how to coach, go win an NBA championship. He himself coached teams to 2 rings, 2 Detroit Pistons teams to 2 NBA championships. So another loss, for a loss for the NBA universe and to the sports universe. Our condolences to Coach Malone. But how about them Nuggets in their first preseason game last night against the Phoenix Suns? Who
I'm so happy to see Yusuf Nurkic in a Suns uniform, perfect. Like that is music to my ears. I can't wait. I'm sure like Jokic is licking his chops. Like, dude, you guys made the biggest mistake in the world.
Did you guys actually see, or did you actually watch the game last night, Jay? Because I did. I watched
a little bit of it. I didn't watch much of it.
Nurkic,
I was watching.
Nurkic was trying real hard to guard Joker, and Joker was just eating him for lunch. It was,
dude. That has been their entire careers.
There
goes Isaiah. We talk a little basketball, and Isaiah's gone.
No, he loves basketball. That's what I don't get. Anyway,
he's a Laker fan, though, isn't he?
No, well, I mean, yeah, he's a Laker fan. No. Well, he was a Laker fan. He was a Kobe fan. Isaiah was a Kobe fan. And you know, well, I can't say I don't love Kobe. I love Kobe.
Yeah. I can understand that.
After Kobe was no longer on the Lakers, Isaiah began following the Golden State Warriors. So Isaiah is now a Warriors fan.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, Isaiah is from California, so I'll give him that. Now,
can I give one more shout out, non-Broncos related here?
Do it.
Shout out to opening night for the Colorado Avalanche.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy. 9 Central, 8 Mountain. We're about to get it going in LA. Super excited for tonight, man. The cup is coming back because it does not deserve to be in the hellhole it's in right now in Vegas. I watched that cup ceremony last night for their opening night.
How many prostitutes in Vegas do you think have already snorted coke off of that thing?
So embarrassing. I feel so bad for the Stanley Cup. It deserves better.
It does. Real quick, and just kind of somewhat related to that. You know that while my heart ultimately lies with the Avalanche, I am still a proud fan of the Nashville Predators as well, because I go to a lot of their games. Sure. They had their opening night yesterday against Tampa Bay. They lost they lost right towards the end of the third period.
Tampa.
But they have their home opener tomorrow night here in Nashville, and I will be in attendance.
Nice.
So you and Isaiah will have to hold down our get bucked and buck your feelings for me tomorrow night, because I will not be available.
I will be at the game tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, we'll figure something out.
I was going to say, I will be at the arena, ready to fight some Chiefs fans.
I forgot that you were going. I honestly did.
I will be tailgating starting around 1 p.m. tomorrow. I hope to have barbecue in my system by 2 p.m. and I hope to be drunk by 3 p.m.
Oh, dude, hang on. Really? By 3? That's when you hope to be drunk?
Well,
I mean
us at 7. Got a little grace there.
Oh, come on. Where is it? Oh, I was looking for my sound. I was looking for my rookie numbers sound, but I don't think it's on the soundboard.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to.
But fun fact, the last time we beat Kansas City, I was in attendance on a Thursday night game in Kansas City. It's only fitting that streak comes to an end on a Thursday night in Kansas City when I'm there.
What jersey are you wearing?
So I'm wearing Super Bowl 50 Demaryius Thomas, which... Yes. When I saw that victory last, I believe was the Super Bowl 50 year, our first game against them in Kansas City.
It was.
So it's fitting that I wear that jersey.
Go get him, buddy. Go.
I'm happy about it, man.
All right, so let's talk some Broncos. We've had 3 days now to digest the loss to the Jets. Super painful. You know,
yeah.
I went back and watched film. Which, by the way, having to hold down the Buck Your Feelings post-game show after that game by myself was not fun. Yeah. I just gotta say.
Yeah, I was solidly salty that I wasn't on the post-game, because I would have probably said a lot of bad words.
Well, I did say a lot of bad words. I won't even lie. I really hated it. I really hated doing it by myself, because I can buck my feelings a lot more when I have someone to talk to. Granted, our wonderful, orange and blue crew in the comments did a pretty good job of helping keeping the conversation going and helping me buck some feelings. But man, it's so much different when you're by yourself, on the actual live stream. So Yeah, Dave, you mentioned your parlay, buddy.
One leg short, man.
Ugh.
I blame you for Brees Hall. It's all your fault.
I said it. I said it on
It was
on
bad
the
juju.
Game Day show that the absolute key to winning that game was shut down Brees Hall.
Yeah.
Did I not? And
Yeah.
was I right? I'm always
Yep.
right. I mean, look at my track record at this point. I'm always right.
Well, speaking
You
of
guys
right, Dave Glassman hopes I'm right, and I totally agree with him. I don't care about any other game but this game and the game at home versus Kansas City. I just need one victory versus KC, and I will be fine with this year. We could lose every other game. I don't care. But I want that streak to end. I'm so sick of Kansas City. I could scream. We need to be a spoiler.
At this point, just coming out of the season with a a long overdue victory over the Chiefs is really all that Broncos fans can hope for at this point.
That'll get me through the offseason.
I mean,
that's enough.
I wouldn't say it's enough, but it's something.
Yeah.
It's something. It's kind of like being really, really, really hungry, but you're waiting for a steak dinner that night. So you eat a package of your kids' fruit snacks when they're not looking. That's kind of what that would be.
Considering that the trade deadline is Halloween and we play at home against Kansas City on the 29th, I believe this is going to be our best, even though it's in Kansas City and that doesn't make any sense. This is probably going to be our best bet to beat them this year, because by the time we go home on the 29th to play them, we might have a completely different roster. So we're at least going to showcase people. This game at least is something.
We'll see what's going to happen. I mean, I want to talk, a bit about this Jets loss, and then we of course can move on from that. I just, like I said, I was by myself the other night, and so getting to sit here and actually go through stats and stuff was a little bit difficult.
Well,
okay, I'm going to say this. One thing that just kind of really got to me was, and especially after I've gone back and I've watched the all 22 again of that game, the offensive line, and it was actually just one side of the offensive line, and that's the right tackle that we just spent all this money on.
Yeah,
to bring here. What the hell happened with McGlinchey? I mean, he was a sieve. He was literally. I literally was watching. I can't remember exactly which play it was. It didn't result in a sack. It just ended up in Russ having to flush out to the left. But he didn't even get his hands up.
Yeah.
He set his feet. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, if his brain just suddenly couldn't do two things at once. I don't know if he can do this thing or not. But
probably not.
He can't pat his tummy or his head and rub his tummy at the same time. But he set his feet, but his hands were down at his sides. He didn't even lock in. He didn't even try to lock in. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh no, he's running past me like a bowl full of Jello." And I'm like, "What in the hell just happened?"
We've given up more rushing yards as a defense than any team. I want to say in the last 20 years of a defense
through the first 5 games.
Yeah. So I know the other side of the ball, but that is just a temperature check of the effort level that we're seeing out of our players.
Again,
and that's an effort play out of McGlinchey. Just effort. Just try.
Oh, and I didn't give him a shout out. Another good friend in the house, Jonathan Blair, popped in. He says he was talking about Dick Butkus. He says he was a football player.
Dude, and a Hall of Fame name. I mean, who can match that name combo? Top-notch stuff.
Right, Dick Butkus. And then Stephen Bracken popping in saying, "Sup, y'all? Sup, Stephen? It's good to see you. Welcome back. We're glad that you've joined us. Jay is gonna sit over here like a wino and sip. Oh, that is a delightful.
I do taste the elements.
Because I can look the tannins. The tannins are scintillating. Yes, the tannins are scintillating. I wish I had a good
Muffy.
I wish I had a good Gouda.
A charcuterie board.
That's
Anyway,
the funnest word in the
good-
world.
it's good to see
Charcuterie!
Have you seen those shark coochie boards?
Oh
Like
no.
a company that there's a company that knows that like that's a really hard word to say. So they make charcuterie boards for people to buy online, but they're called shark coochie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I
it's
bet they
funny.
sell out during Shark Week.
You know what? Funny, fun fact, you know how much I love Shark Week. I literally spend all of Shark Week watching nothing but shark shows.
It's big stuff.
It was during Shark Week that the ad for the shark coochie boards popped up on my on my feed.
Hey, they probably appeared first on Shark Tank.
Dave asked us, how about the Mark Schlereth comment?
Are you educated on this? There's two instances. There's two doses of these comments from Mark Schlereth. He doubled down this morning and made additional comments.
Well, walk me through it because I remember the original ones.
So he watches the coach's tape as well, obviously being an analyst for Fox. And he basically detailed that the wide receivers, specifically Jerry Jeudy, but he also threw Cortland Sutton equally at fault for all kinds of effort level that they just obviously don't care about this team. They don't come back to routes. Russ is an improviser. He's out of the pocket. That's what he strives for. But he can only be successful if his wide receivers are going to put effort in to come back to the ball after their route is gone. And they're not even putting initial effort in for their original routes, let alone secondary effort to come back to routes to give Russ an outlet.
Or improvise. Or we did see one. And I believe it was in game 2. Cortland Sutton back of the end zone made that cut back towards the other sideline and to catch that pass. That for the touchdown. That was the only time I think I've seen it. But
the Jets game specifically, he highlighted that like the effort level in this type of game.
Yep.
A game you gotta have. A game there's no reason you should be losing.
Now here's where it gets even more fun. As a result of Mark Schlereth's comments, Mark Schlereth's former teammate, my favorite Bronco player of all time, Rod Smith, had some things to say on social media regarding the very same thing, which then began a war with current Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, where he had some very colorful things to say to the Broncos legend. And all of a sudden, my respect level for Jerry Jeudy at this moment has gone down quite significantly. Who the hell, Jerry, do you think you are talking to a Denver Broncos legend that way? You are not a legend, son. You are not. You have done nothing to even remotely solidify yourself in the possibility of legendary talk yet. Because, quite frankly, you can't get jack done on the field.
But hey, you know what? If we put workout videos off season, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
but
sure,
other than that, he does nothing.
If only we were seeing the results of those workouts on the field right now.
Yeah.
And can we agree? Can we just finally just put it to bed that Russ is not the problem, that Russ is not washed? Please. I'm so sick of seeing it on social media.
I think we have a different perspective of what Russ was supposed to be when we bought him compared to what Russ truly is. And what Russ truly is, he is going 100% of his value right now. So he's playing great.
Lights
to
out.
Russell Wilson standards. I guess I say that. Like, so he's not the problem, but he's never been a player to lift all boats in the leadership quarterback role that most teams require.
Okay, I can agree with you there. So can we then just agree that his play isn't the problem?
I would agree with that. He's doing as best as we should expect from him, but he's not given a whole lot to work with. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard when to really work with much when you're constantly running for your life.
Yes.
Which has been the case this last several weeks. The first several weeks, I already touched on it. The offensive line, I felt like the first few weeks, the offensive line was actually doing a pretty dang good job.
Absolutely.
And then I don't know what it is these last couple games. Starting with the Miami game. Let's say that. Starting with the Miami game and to now, the offensive line has just dropped off a cliff.
let's talk about though that, and this was Joel Klatt had an interview this morning about how the timing of a quarterback's feet and the timing of wide receiver routes, he was actually, from his observation of tape, actually putting a lot more blame on Russ than the wide receivers, because he's saying that Russ is off schedule and intentionally falling out of pocket in the way he was last year. And he definitely was last year. Like, he would bail real premature.
Although I wouldn't say it's as bad this year. I would not say
it's not as bad this year. It isn't. But he still has that tendency to want to overcomplicate a play that he just needs to be read, and throw. Like, just timing of a play. Like, you don't have to recreate. Every play doesn't have to be a sidearm Patrick Mahomes play. And I kind of feel like that's what Russ excels at, so that's what he tries to do and duplicate.
I'll give you that.
That's not where our team is right now. We don't have talent around him to be able to do that. Like,
yeah,
it's just we have the wrong quarterback for the team we have. That's not any ill will on Russ. It's just he's not the right groceries for our cart right now. That doesn't diminish his value and how well he's playing, because he's playing well. But he's got no one else around him that cares.
I wonder where the heck Isaiah went. He just disappeared. He hasn't
texted out or anything. Like, he's nothing. Just, guys, I'm over this. K-bye. Where's my K-bye?
K-bye.
Can you call Isaiah and just literally all we're gonna say to him? He's gonna answer and we're gonna say
K-bye.
Not on this one. You need to put that wine down. No, I'm kidding. Next episode, I definitely though expect to see a nice brisk Riesling in your glass. Okay.
Oh, tell you what, I'm gonna step on those grapes myself.
Oh, buddy, gotta love feet. Anyway, just like Rex Ryan.
Speaking of, I was gonna say Rex Ryan really wants to go to DC still.
Dave says you're his kind of gay. He also likes cheese and meat on cutting boards.
I'm not gonna diss a guy for his cheese and meat. No. You cheese and meat wherever you want to cheese and meat.
Yep, amen. Jonathan Blair pops in. Dinner was ready as to where Isaiah went. So, all right. And of course, all right, let me ask you about the defense, Jay. Do we still think the players are the problem, or is it still, or are you with me still believing that VJ is the problem?
Boy, if our secondary was suspect, and we know we have talent on the secondary, and schematically we were putting our secondary in bad spots to not be successful, then I would be 100% on the VJ train. But one of the biggest aspects of coaching is to inspire and to motivate. Yep. And rush defense comes down to motivation of effort.
Amen.
And I cannot, with good conscience, say that he is doing a bang-up job coaching, because our players look like they just don't care.
They look absolutely like they look defeated.
Yeah.
There's no other word for it. They're walking out onto the field at the beginning of the game already defeated.
So the big thing that I guess I would ask is, if we fired VJ tomorrow, or we fire VJ on Friday after this Thursday night game. Does Christian Parker or someone else really change the effort level of our current players?
Maybe.
Because if it doesn't, isn't that a player problem then, and not a coaching problem?
Yes and no. I'm going to say, as I've said it for the past how many ever weeks at this point, VJ does not know how to scheme that defense. Like, that's blatantly obvious. Like I said, I watched y'all 22 this week, and do you have any idea how many times I lost count? I lost count of how many times I said to myself, why are we not lined up in man? Why are we in a zone scheme for this particular play? Why is PS2 lined up where he is? Why is he covering this part of the field when he should be one-on-one with whatever his nuts is? I can't even remember, because there and it just I couldn't I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you don't know how to use this defense.
Yeah.
These players. Your best player, I love Jay Sims. I love a lot of those guys, Josie Jewell, all of them. But you cannot deny that Pat Surtain is probably the best player on the Denver Broncos. Just all around. Like, if you were to rate him, the best player on the Denver Broncos is Patrick Surtain II.
Well, and to be fair, if you look at his shadow coverage versus Garrett Wilson when he was on him, Garrett Wilson did nothing. Like, PS2 had a great game, relatively speaking.
That's my point. When he was on him. And there were so many times they had him lined up in zone instead of going man to man.
The exact same thing we talked about for the Miami game of like, why is PS2 not on Tyreek Hill every play?
Thank you.
Every play.
Every single play. Every one, he should be manned up.
Yep.
With some of these guys. And that's
You're
the
right.
point I'm making. VJ does not know how to utilize this defense.
And that's a coaching issue. And you're totally right.
And again, at the same time, he doesn't know how to motivate players. We saw that when he was here as a head coach. He couldn't motivate players then either. He is not a motivational guy. You know who is? Sean Payton. But it's really hard.
Wait a second, Johnny. Are you telling me that Vance Joseph is not a leader of men?
Oh my God!
I declare.
You heard it right. You heard me right.
I've been lied to, I feel like, for so many years.
Yeah, no, he's not a leader of men. And the fact I wasn't high on it when we brought him, when he was coming back, but I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, benefit of the doubt out the window. You suck. Get the hell out of Denver.
Stop before I throw up.
Like, get out of Denver, not just like out of the stadium, not just out of Dove Valley. Don't just clear out your office. Get the hell out of the state of Colorado before you break something else. Okay? Because that's where I'm at with Vance Joseph, okay? You came in here to a top 5 defense last season, lost 2 veteran players from that defense who were replaced with 2 other not 2 other, but with other players that were as good, if not better, stats wise and, inarguably. And you turned them into the worst defense in the league.
You're killing
You broke it. Get out of Colorado before you break something else. Feel free to stop. Feel free to stop by Coors Field and break the Rockies because they're already broken. You can't really break them much more. Other than that, get the hell out of Colorado before you break something else. It is that simple when it comes to VJ. Out. Bye.
Couple of things here. We got Jonathan Blair in the comments saying Christian Parker isn't going to make a damn difference.
Except I will say this. Christian Parker inspires his players. They all have said that.
Yeah. But man, I'm turning to Tude because at the end of the day, if he was such a great leader, he's been with the ride here that has been crashed and burned so many times, different regimes, and he's still here.
Oh, what has been at least before Vance Joseph showed up, incredibly consistent with him.
Secondary,
exactly.
The secondary has been good. It has been good.
No. Before this year, they weren't good. They were great.
Yeah.
And that was Christian Parker. That was
Rob Myrick with a new Facebook picture.
I
like
like
Rob.
Look at that beautiful face. We love that, man. Host, a fellow member and host on the Orange and Blue Network, Rob Myrick. He comes in. His first comment was "Fire Vance, fire Vance, fire Vance." And where did you hear what from, buddy? I'm trying to figure that out. We'll figure it out. And Bob Skinner says VJ is not a Cub Scout leader.
Boy, I don't know though, because imagine him making meeting notes, like meeting minutes for every meeting, like him writing, all right, meeting, 10-7 here. All right, we had a good practice. It was a good practice. Great practice. All right, moving on. Well, we had a good practice.
Yeah, Rob reified, he states, I have heard VJ is not a leader of men before, and that is completely true. Yep. In fact, do you know who said it in person to me once? Justin Simmons.
That he's not a leader of men.
He said he did not like playing for Vance Joseph because Vance Joseph was a terrible leader.
Yeah, but he didn't introduce Kahoot.
I asked him.
So I mean, what kind of leader doesn't introduce Kahoot?
My beer floweth over.
No. Oh no! It's trying to go back to Mexico.
My beer floweth over. All right. No, I was talking to Justin and I asked him, of all the coaches he's played for, which was the one he liked playing for, or he least liked playing for, and he had said, I didn't like playing for Vance Joseph. He was a bad leader. And he didn't have a good, he was, he just wasn't good to talk, he didn't make you feel good. But he didn't make you feel bad. That's what he said. He didn't make you feel bad, but he didn't make you feel good either.
Well, I think there is an aspect to be said, and Dave Full-Glassman says it, and he points it out, just a nice reality check here, that it's my good, I wouldn't say good friend, I wish we were friends, but my good radio host I listen to all the time, Zach Bai, says two things can be true at the same time, and BJ sucks, and our players don't care. So those two things, two elements mixed together make what we've seen. A 70 burger.
Again,
that's
though,
what results in that.
Again, but I feel like, me personally, that all comes down to him. The fact that our players don't care, it did not begin. This was a proud defense over a decade where the defense was the proud identity of this organization. This lackadaisical, don't give an F kind of look to the players did not begin until Vance Joseph was here. So again, I understand what you're saying, but I think it all begins and ends. Alpha Omega. It all begins and ends there defensively.
Well, I mean, Bob Skinner agrees with you. Like, the players are at fault, but I just hate him.
We don't have that soundboard on here.
No, we don't have that on here either. I hate him.
I mean, it's totally true.
So let me ask you, Johnny, I want to just relate this conversation back to what we're about to see tomorrow night when we're going against the number one offense in the NFL. And I don't say statistically.
Nice segue, by the way.
But Kansas City, they have a way about them of embarrassing us and making it so they kind of play with their food a little bit to the point of like giving us a little hope and then crushing our dreams. And I don't know.
It is what they've done. I mean, let's see, the last 4 games against the Kansas City Chiefs.
We play close.
We play close,
as Dave Glassman said.
I was at one of those games, the final game of 2022. No, 2021. The final game of 2021 in Denver against the Chiefs. I was there. And there was hope. You're right. They definitely play cat and mouse with us. They sit there and they let us get out to a comfortable lead, and then they I don't know what happens. I don't know if the Broncos just suddenly let off the gas or the Chiefs just suddenly put the pedal to the metal, but something changes and they come back.
Andy gets hungry.
They either extend their lead so much that we can't touch them all of a sudden, or they come back from a lead that we have and beat us by 1 or 2 by 1 to 3 points. I don't know if it'll happen again. I don't know. I don't want to, here's the hard part. Tomorrow, like I said, I won't be doing the pre or post game because I will be at it. I will be at the Predators opening night in the VIP tunnel, meeting the players of the Nashville Predators. Because I made that awesome. I told you I went to the Brothers Osborne concert this last Saturday and met the personal trainer for the Nashville Predators, sat side by side with her. And so she's doing some awesome stuff for me tomorrow at the Predators game. But, I'm going to be there for that. So I will not be here to make my predictions, but I don't want to make predictions for this game right now. Like, at this point, all I can predict is that, it's an emotional roller coaster. That is the only prediction I can comfortably make for this team right now. is that they're going to take us on an emotional roller coaster because we're going to see one thing we can say. We've seen it every week this season. What?
I just looked up the line live. Oh my God.
I don't even know.
Do you want to? Yeah. So what's your guess? What's your guess of what the line is for tomorrow night?
With the Chiefs being the Chiefs and the Broncos being what we currently are, I would say the Chiefs are at least 15-point favorites.
You're not nuts. Vegas is being a little timid, 10.5, which for an NFL game is insane. To have a double digit spread is crazy.
Except I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Right now, see, I still believe in this team. Like, I may be completely naive at this point. And if I am, I'm proud to be. Because I'm a dreamer. Even though you're the dream weaver, I'm a dreamer. And I always have been. And I believe in this team. It's weird. I'm the kid. I am the effing kid from Angels in the Outfield standing there like this. Like, I believe all that, like, no matter what, even at our absolute worst, I, for whatever reason, completely wrong, in a completely wrong way, believe that this team is always that, like, it's like a movie. It's like that scene in a movie, right? I'm always of this belief that this team is just that one moment, that one, crystallizing moment away from just flipping the script and just suddenly we'll remember the Titans. I don't know. Johnny,
honestly, do you remember my predictions for the bets last year of always picking over, always being hopeful, always saying this is the week the offense clicks. This is the week. On paper, we make sense.
That's fine. And fine. And again, because I can look at the paper and I can see the moments where I can see the flashes where I'm like, if we could just do that consistently. That's the other problem with this team. We haven't really even said it. Consistency. We see these moments, several of them, sometimes even, where you see several big moments for the same group of guys or whatever, and you're like, yes, yes, yes. But then we can't keep it consistent. We can't maintain it. If we could just be consistent, we'd have a chance, in my opinion.
Dave Glassman definitely wants to call you out on what kind of fan are you. But to be fair, Dave Glassman, at least he is starting with a sport in the beginning of the year where he still has hope and he still has some things to look forward to. So I don't blame him for starting the season off right with hockey.
Here's the funny thing, Dave. I will be enduring it because I promise you I will be sitting in my seat in the arena with my phone in front of my face watching the Broncos game as I'm sitting there watching the Predators game. That's the kind of fan that I am. Listen, I'm not going to turn even with the Broncos Chiefs Thursday night showdown. I'm not going to turn down tickets to opening night for a hockey team, especially in a city where hockey is God. A lot of people don't know that about Nashville, but I live here and I can tell you right now, the Nashville Predators, Jay, you visited me here, and so you can attest to this. The Nashville Predators are the most popular sports franchise in Tennessee. Okay? People like the Titans. Okay? They do. But the fan base, the fans of the Nashville Predators, way outdo the fans of the Tennessee Titans. This in the city of Nashville, the hockey is God over football. And I'm going to say it right now. Like, I love going to Predators games. Ultimately, as I've said before, my heart forever and always and will be with the Colorado Avalanche. But I also am a fan of the Predators. The only time I'm rooting against the Predators is when they play the Avalanche. So that's just how it is. I was offered opening night tickets with VIP status. I'm not turning that down, even with a Broncos game to watch.
As Peyton Manning said in the Manning cast for Monday Night Football,
super comfortable VIP seats with the Broncos game out on my phone/tablet, watching that there while I sit there.
It made my heart so full and happy to hear on the Manning cast himself say, Peyton Manning saying, "It's all good. Vegas is just keeping that cup warm for Colorado to take it right back this year. Dude, I'm so happy Peyton Manning is a Colorado guy. Like,
I do. Oh, God, I love every minute of that.
I'm so happy he is a Denverite. Like, he don't give two flips about Indianapolis, and who blames him? I mean, his cokehead owner, Jim Irsay, why would you care about that city?
Right, absolutely. Dave does come in saying he was just screwing with me, and I knew that. But I am going to say, again, I'm not going to turn down VIP tickets to opening night for an NHL franchise.
And don't remind me, Dave, okay? I lost a lot of money last year. Thanks a lot for reminding. Too soon.
Jonathan Blair comes in, and he completely backs me up, too. He says, I know. The Preds are number one. He says the Preds rule Nashville. This is a fact. It is. Dave says, sorry for my earlier accusation, Jay. John is the bigger gay. Listen, Dave.
I feel so much better, Dave. All right. So much better. I mean.
All right. Let's see. I want to bring up this comment by Bob Skinner, and then I've got a question for you, Jake. Bob says, Casey's seen the Finns put 70 on us, and they're going on about how they can hit 80. Oh, God, I hope not. I'm
scared, man. I'm scared shitless because Andy Reid knows how to take advantage of vulnerabilities in defenses.
So does Sean Payton, but he doesn't have the tools right now.
Yeah, but I would say in vulnerabilities, wouldn't the biggest vulnerability of any defense be effort?
Oh!
But hey, this is why I think this game could be close, is because Andy Reid has proven time and time again he refuses to run the ball no matter if people are giving him 9 yards a carry. He just don't care. He just continues to go out of shotgun and continues to throw the ball, which actually kind of feeds into our defense. So if they don't want to, stick to a game plan that is counterintuitive to themselves, we might have a chance. Just
Robbie
simply for their arrogance.
Agreed. Robbie popping in saying, T Swift, keep your ass home. He said, he fixed it there. T Swift, keep your butt at home.
Your booty.
I mean, unless, of course, her ridiculous presence in the Mahomes box distracts Travis Kelce, then by all means, please.
See, Robbie say, Jay, what I say, what?
Uh-oh. Did your kids just start playing Roblox again? We lost you.
No.
We lost you for a second.
Right when I make a Taylor Swift joke.
I know. Oh, it sucks. All right. So here's my question for you now. All right. And this is in regards. Never mind. I'll ask it before the end. I'm not ready to ask it yet. Let's keep talking about these Chiefs, though.
Okay. So Isaiah Pacheco is that kind of running back that could give us problems. But the reason I'm not that scared about him is because he's a running back that requires carries to get going. He's one of those running backs that needs some carries to get churning. He's kind of like a Derrick Henry in that regard. He's a bruiser.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid is anti carries for carry's sake to set up other plays. So I just don't trust Andy Reid to be humble enough to stick to that game plan, and to utilize his running backs the way they really should be. So
the way they would need to be.
I really think our secondary has a great look on this team because I'm not scared at all about Tony or Rice or any of their other wide receivers. Their wide receivers are
first
not
of all,
great.
And I could eat crow for this, saying this from tomorrow after tomorrow. I could eat crow for saying this, but Kadarius Toney is a joke.
All right, we got Synergy Media in here, which is a known Kansas City fan. I will.
Is that your buddy? Is that your buddy?
That is a different buddy, but that is a Kansas City Chief buddy whom I will be riding down to the game with and tailgating with.
Sweet.
So he's calling me out Tony and Rice, they suck. They're not going to do
They
anything.
do suck. But here's the problem. Here's the difference. I will say this because you said something earlier in the show that applies right here.
Ooh.
And that is Kadarius Toney and Rice. They suck. Absolutely. Except when they're playing with Patrick Mahomes. Because Patrick Mahomes, as much as I wish I want to hate the guy, and I do only because I love him as a player. I really do. And I think I actually love the guy. I think his wife makes him look like crap.
Brittany.
Yeah,
Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany alone. No, because Brittany makes Patrick look terrible. But the point is, like, I actually love Patrick Mahomes as a player and a person. I just hate him because he's the Chiefs quarterback.
I'm sorry,
But
what?
He is. Listen, what I'm saying is,
What?
what?
What did you say?
I said, like, if as an objective football fan, Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal player to watch, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy watching him play because he is that good. I hate it because it happens to be. It wouldn't matter what team he was on. Does that make sense? Like,
I guess
his ability and his play, he could be on any team in the NFL, and I would love watching him play.
Oh, you're crazy.
The problem is, I hate him because he happens to be the quarterback of the freaking Chiefs.
Okay, bye.
But he is what Russell isn't in one respect. We talked about it earlier. You brought up that Russ is playing up to his ability, right? Great quarterback. He has never been the quarterback who, the tide who rises all shit. Patrick Mahomes is that kind of quarterback.
he is.
So even though I completely agree with you about Kadarius Toney, oh, sorry. I threw up in my mouth a little bit saying his
All
name.
right, stop before I throw up.
Sucking as bad as they do, having Patrick Mahomes for their quarterback, it doesn't matter. He's that good. He makes it happen. And that's what makes it so rough to play against them. So now I'm ready to ask you the question I was going to ask. Do you think maybe the one thing that we addressed big time in this show defensively, right, was their current effort level? Now, there are at least two guys I could say for sure. Two, I hear my little cousins. I love you guys. Anyway.
Rebel rousers.
Yeah, rebel rousers.
Rebel.
Anyway, no. There are two guys I can think of for sure that have played against the Chiefs enough times and they're sick of being beaten enough. Do you think that those guys can help rally the defense enough to maybe just see a bit of a better defense than we've seen? And that would be Justin Simmons and Josie Jewell in this situation. These guys have been on this team long enough. They've played the Chiefs enough. Obviously, Justin Simmons has been with the team longer than any other player on this team right now.
Yep.
He has never beaten the Chiefs.
Never.
Ever. Do you think the fact that we're playing the Chiefs, he might be able to – he is a leader of men, by the way.
He is.
Justin Simmons is a leader of men.
He actually is.
And Josie Jewell is also a leader of men. Both are considered great leaders in that locker room.
The junior sheriff.
Indeed. Well, he's the outlaw.
Yeah.
Those two guys are both very they're big leaders in that locker room. Do you think that maybe just because those two specifically are so sick and tired of freaking losing to the Chiefs that they might be able to motivate the guys around them just a little bit more? Not VJ. If VJ's involved, nobody gives a shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it. Oh,
naughty.
I think we need to get a swear jar sound. Swear jar or something like that.
Are you serious?
But you see what I'm saying? If VJ has anything to do with it, obviously nobody's motivated because he's not a motivating guy. But do you think that those two guys might be able to motivate this team, this defense, just a little bit more?
I think we may see a literal turn of tide. What is what's the race? My God, the where you hand someone something. God,
a relay?
The relay race.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna see a turn of tide here. So My prediction is that if we have a chance to win, if we play the scenario where we win this game, it's going to be Jay Sims and it's going to be Cortland Sutton, our two mainstay old school culture guys that are from past regimes. They're from past Bronco history. They're guys that we probably hold a lot higher than what they truly are as far as value, because we just love them. They're our guys, but they're also the guys that could be gone Friday. They're the guys that I've heard the most about leaving Friday. And this is the game where they can come out and make it all right for Broncos Country, for us to like truly have a whole feeling in letting them go. Like,
yeah. But I wasn't trying to talk about that right now, Jay. I just want to know, do you think they can motivate him enough to see a better showing from the defense?
Jeez. Of course not. Because if our coaches can't motivate them, I mean, K-Jack has been there. K-Jack hasn't gone anywhere. Isn't he supposed to be the big motivator of leadership on this defense? So, like, I'm not asking for Justin Simmons to come in and make a massive impact as far as the effort level of our defensive line. I don't think that's going to happen. I wish it would, but Jay Sims ain't that guy. Jay Sims leads by example. He's motivating by example. He is an upstanding citizen, an upstanding guy, an upstanding safety, and he deserves better than this team. And that's in so many words what Cecil Lammey said the other night that I was listening to.
I know you love Cecil. I can't stand that guy.
I know, but he has his ear to the ground, and he said of all Bronco players on this roster, Justin Simmons will be the guy to be traded out of everyone, because he deserves it the most, and he knows that he is a piece that could be for a team a piece away to win a championship. He's that kind of player. He makes an immediate impact, and I want to soak it in, because it might be our last game with some of these core guys that we've lived and breathed with for years of trouble.
Jay, thank you for ruining my night.
Trouble time. But we got to recognize it, because this might be our last Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast with Cortland Sutton on the roster, with Justin Simmons on the roster. Two of my favorite guys. I've brought this up multiple times. Cortland Sutton was the apprentice of DT, the last
he was
era of DT. And I don't take that lightly. And I know Cortland Sutton doesn't take that lightly. Jerry Jeudy, I could give two craps about. He don't know. He don't know.
Like, dude, that guy is so naive, it's not even funny.
He don't know. But Cortland Sutton, I expect better out of. I expect him to come to terms with that, you know, man, like, I need to give more effort than I did last game, because he was a no-show last game. A no-show.
Okay, I mean, again, thank you for ruining my night, but...
Yeah, no problem.
Anyway.
I'm going to be Kermit the Frog sipping my tea over here. Uh-oh, you're muted, Johnny.
I know, I'm sorry. I was talking to my children who are frantically pounding on the door.
Damn it, Johnny!
So, anyway, guys, that does it for us tonight. I don't know where Isaiah went. I hope he's okay.
Robert, that's such a great comment to end this night on.
Jonathan Blair Sutton has no legs. He
ain't
got no knees. What is that?
Dan!
What is that? Real quick, what is that? It's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's stand up talking about him getting out of a big pickup truck, and women look at him and go, "He ain't got no knees." And he's like, "Well, but I got knees." Anyway, yep. I love that. All right, guys, this is it for us. We're done for tonight. We are out of here. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. Don't forget to check out our other content that we put out each week. We have multiple shows coming out. We have, we will have these soon to be. We're still working on the logistics of it all, but the soon to be Real Fans Only podcast with Kevin Zano. We also have Fantasy Frenzy with our dear buddy Ty Y. Tunis. We love you, buddy, and we miss you.
In the building.
Come back soon.
He's
And
here.
then, of course, the Get Bucks Game Day show right before 1 hour before game time, and the Buck Your Feelings post-game show each and every week. Guys, and then we are live now. We're moving it back again for right now, at least, due to personal scheduling conflicts. The Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast for the foreseeable future will be on Wednesday nights, 765 or 87654. So, guys, thank you for joining us. Please, if you have not already, like, subscribe, and share. Anyway, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on all of our social media. Go over to YouTube to search the Orange and Blue Network. Give us that sub if you haven't already. Click that thumbs up, and also ring that notification bell so you know when we go live. That way you don't miss any of our fun content. Also, as it says below Jay there, make sure that if you like audio podcasts, you check us out on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you find your favorite podcasts. You can find the audio version of every single show we release. Guys, this has been fun. Even in the midst of a tumultuous and painful season. That's right. I use the word tumultuous.
Ooh, ding,
How do
ding,
you guys
ding.
feel?
Pee Wee Herman, word of the day.
Anyway, even in the midst of a tumultuous season, one of the bright spots of my week is getting to sit down with this microphone, my best friend, and my cousin, even though my best friend disappeared out of nowhere.
Where'd he go?
You guys, who I consider my friends, period, no matter who you are, if you are Orange and Blue crew, you are my friend. Getting to sit down and talk Broncos with all of you, no matter how bad the week is. Guys, we thank you for joining us. We will be back next week. Until then, go Broncos, mile high salute. And Jay, we're going to do it because right now it's all I've got, okay?
You got it.
I need this, Jay. Give this to me. Are you guys ready? Get your arms out with me for a big mile high five. Yes. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We're out of here, Broncos country. Mile high salute to you. Let's ride.